Cheers, John. Sterling work this afternoon. What a day it's been in the Football League. What a day it's been in the Premier League as well. Southampton relegated from the Premier League. We know now that Notts County are going to take their place in the EFL next season after that dramatic penalty shootout win at Wembley over Chesterfield. And already this afternoon in the playoffs we've heard Bolton 1, Barnsley 1, and Sunderland getting that valuable win over Luton. Every game of the playoffs live and exclusive across the Talksport network, and the League 2 action gets underway tonight as Salford take on Stockport. Neil and I will be live at the University of Bradford Stadium, Valley Parade tomorrow night as Bradford City take on Carlisle. And Neil, this League 2 playoff race is wide open, isn't it? I think you really could make a point for any one of four going up.
Yeah, all four sides have had fantastic seasons. All have peaked at different times. If you look at Stockport, perhaps they'll feel that a little bit hard done by finishing in the 4th position. Once you go into these playoff games, it's about momentum. It's about playing the game on the day. It's about getting over the ties, over the two legs. So it's totally different from the league, and I'm pretty sure both managers will be stressing that in the dressing rooms tonight.
It's not been a great start for the teams that finished third, has it? Sheffield Wednesday, who missed out on the playoffs, of course. Of Automatic, they got battered on Friday night by Peterborough 4-0. And we've just seen Luton, who came third in the Championship. They have been beaten in their opening leg. Obviously, Stockport finished 4th, given that there's 3 Automatic spots in League 2, but they're the team that just missed out. I think their main objective tonight is to make sure they're in the second leg, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I covered the last game Stockport played, league game against Hartlepool, and obviously Hartlepool were relegated already before the game, and Hartlepool put on a really good show. Stockport played well in the game, but they found it difficult to break Hartlepool down. And if you're going into this game tonight, I know it's a totally different set of affairs, but momentum's a really important thing. And from an attacking point of view, I think that Dave Chandler will be looking at his side, and there's a little bit of a change across the front line. It's like they're going 4-3-3 with Ackle-Wright sat in just to stop that threat of Matt Smith for Salford. But with Callum Champs and Crossdale supporting from midfield, Connor Evans, Jack Stretton and Miles Hippolyte, that's a good forward line. So they'll be hoping they're going to get a return from that.
Well, the two teams are coming out here at the Peninsula Stadium. It's a small, tightly packed ground. And I can tell you in the press box tonight, it's very, very tight indeed. Not a seat to be had. Salford in their red shirts, white shorts and white socks. Stockport County in the blue shirts, the white shorts and the blue socks. As we get about to get underway, all the pre-match rituals about to be undertaken here. Run you through the two teams then. Salford City make that one change. McElhaney is in for Louis Barry, who drops to the bench. They go with Cairns in goal. A back four of Shepherd, Vassell, Mariappa and Toure. Watton, Milan holding with McElhaney, Hendry and Bolton behind. Matt Smith, who leads the line up top. For Stockport County, well, they've made a couple of changes. Lewis and Alafe miss out as Evans and Byrne come in. Looks like 4 at the back. Hinchcliffe is the goalkeeper. Noel Horsfall, Byrne and Hussey at the back. Right, we expect to play as a holding midfielder just behind Camps and Crosdale, with Evans and Hippolyte looking to get up in support of the Derby loanee Jack Stretton on the bench. Gambe is the Salford reserve goalkeeper. Lund, Barry, Jenkins, Leake, Morton and McLaughlin. And for Stockport, they've got the Liverpool loanee Vitislav Jaros in goal on the bench. It's Riddell, Alafe, Davenport, Pye, Johnson and Rowe. And we mentioned that there are a few injury problems for Stockport County. The likes of Paddy Madden missing out tonight. Without a few key players, whether they'll be out for the entire playoff campaign will yet to be seen. But we're about to get underway. Neil Redfern, you've been promoted many times in your career. What will it take to get through this little playoff campaign now?
Well, good decisions in the game. As the game unfolds, it's an easy thing to say when you're under pressure and you're out there, but the side that doesn't make mistakes, the sides that have got that bit about them to create and have the foresight to have the ball and try and do something in possession, not be afraid to try things in the final third. I think we've seen a lot of cagey first leg games, if you like, when nobody wants to give anything away, but I think it's the sides that are positive and go at the ties on the front foot that usually come out good.
Well, Stockport are going from right to left as we look down here at the Peninsula Stadium. Their little pocket of fans is right over in the far right-hand corner away from us here. And we are about to get underway. The referee blows a whistle. There's a high ball to this near side. It'll bounce once and go into the 4 or 5 rows of seats just in front of us here in the press box, and Shepherd will have an early chance to take the throw-in in the right back position. Looking now to pinch a few metres and launches it long to Smith. Ball headed forward by the home side, and the challenge goes in from Hendry, but Stockport will bring it down, and they look to play it in behind here, and they've got work to do here, Salford, and they'll eventually just nudge it out. It was Theo Vassell that just pokes it out for a throw, and Hippolyte will come forward, and an early chance here for Stockport.
Yeah, it just shows you what a willing runner Jack Stretton is. You know, the box of Amos Paul really played in behind, but it was a problem for Salford, and they had to play the ball out for a throw-in. It's a good start from Stockport.
It is. Ball taken short though from the throw, so we'll get another throw in after good work from this near side from Luke Bolton. Hippolyte's going to put the cross in. Keeper should come and collect it. And Alex Cairns, who's all in yellow tonight, he comes out to collect it. Cairns, a player you know well from your time at Leeds United.
Yeah, young boy coming through. I mean, he was, apprentice when I first went in there, and made his debut in the first team as well. I mean, it's a poor ball in there from Hippolyte. It gives Alex Cairns a good feel, which is perfect for the goalkeeper.
Well, Salford have put the ball up in the centre circle. Good skill from Callum Hendry. Sees him going forward now. He's looking for a pass. There's going to be a shot that takes a big deflection there. That shot came from Conor McElhaney, but it came off heels and it's behind, and it's an early Salford City corner right down the far end of the ground.
Yeah, it's great movement by Callum Hendry initially to get on the ball. Just lost his marker, Akil Wright, who's looking to pick him up. It's a decent strike as well, which is deflected wide.
It is indeed. So an early chance here. Ball right over on the far side in front of the Stockport County fans. Sold every ticket they've got. And the ball about to be swung in, right-footed towards the 6-yard box. There's a header away, and it's headed further away to the edge of the area. Chance to put the cross in for Salford. There's a player unmarked at the far post. Big chance here, and a great save. It was Mariappa who found himself unmarked at the far post, and Hinchcliffe did really well. Big save to put it behind.
Yeah, fantastic defending in the end. I mean, it's poor how they came out and left Mariappa all on his own at the far post, but what a block to get out there, and keeps the clean sheet intact. It's going to be a real issue, these set plays for Stockport, because they're a big side, Salford.
2.5 minutes gone on Talksport 2 tonight. Your home of the EFL. Another corner floated in towards the 6-yard box. It's brought down by Smith. He'll lay it back out to this near side. Chance to put the cross in. They hesitate, and then the cross loops in. I think it's going to land on top of the goal. It is. It was Bolton who rather miscued, and that will be a goal kick. We've had 3 minutes. It is Salford 0, Stockport 0.
Yeah, I mean, they've dealt with them two set players quite well there, Stockport, but they are a threat. Salford from set players, they get good ball in. We know what a problem Matt Smith can be with his height and his power, and obviously you've got Callum Hendry just sniffing in and around him, looking for the rebounds.
Ball at the back then with Hinchcliffe, who did really well. All in green, made a good save. Now he knocks it long. It's headed away by Vassell into the centre circle again, and forward now come the red shirts of the home side. McElhaney lays it off on this near side for Bolton. There's a bit of a fight ball away to our right. We're obscured by the dugouts, couldn't quite see, but it's Salford ball, and they have it back now, and they'll bring it forward with the experienced Adrian Mariappa, who's played at a much higher level for most of his career. He's in League 2 now, and be hoping to use his experience to get Salford promoted as the ball comes at the back. Now down the right-hand side, Salford have it. McElhaney again, a willing runner, just holds it up and feeds it now into the path of Milan. Milan now gets it to the edge of the area. He might have a shot here, but he slipped as he went to hit it, and the referee had already given a free kick. Yeah. And it's a free kick for Stockport County inside their own half, 0-0.
Yeah, good movement by Salford. They've got a little bit of rotation in midfield. You know, Mallon and Watt and Henry's been focused on a lot of things that have happened so far in these opening exchanges. He's a really bright little footballer, just plays off Matt Smith, but he's not averse to popping up in little wide pockets as well and getting in possession, and the lads in midfield are obviously keen to look to give him the ball as well, which is really important.
Yes, he just played the ball back for Stockport. It wasn't the best pass, and in the end it's gone out of play there, and it wasn't kept in by Neil Byrne. Just a loose pass, and that allows Salford to get a throw in just over the halfway line. Ball comes back now to Liam Shepherd. He eases it back to Vassell, and Vassell will go to his goalkeeper Cairns, who's in the edge of his D there, and he will just come out and have a touch. The sun has just dipped behind me, stand away to our left. It was very warm when we got here. It's just dropping a little bit now, but conditions perfect here in the northwest for what should be a really good game of football. The third of our playoff games that'll be live on the Talksport network today. All the other games still to come. What a week of football we've got ahead tomorrow. Coventry-Middlesbrough Championship playoff first leg is live and exclusive on Talksport. Ian Danton, the former Scotland striker, Chris Owellamo, and then Neil and I will be at the University of Bradford Stadium tomorrow as Bradford take on Carlisle. 7 o'clock we're on air for that one. And then Monday night, Leicester-Liverpool. Huge game with implications at both ends of the table. Here comes Stockport forward now. All headed away. That looked like a strong challenge. Referee's going to play advantage here. He might come back to that, though, as Bolton streaks away over the centre circle. Tries to play it in here to Smith. Keeper's off his line quickly. And although he parried it, Hinchliffe, he did really well. And the referee now is going to come back to that challenge. And I'll say it looked like an elbow, but certainly the Stockport player left something on the defender there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a clash of heads. You're right, it's a bad one. He's still down, to be fair. I mean, head injuries are usually blown up straight away, but player was allowed to go on. I mean, great goalkeeping at the other end from Ben Hinchcliffe. Timed his run off the line brilliantly. Sweeper keeper, if you like. Dangers averted, but it's been a really good start from Salford. Stockport are trying to keep the momentum by making it difficult to play into them little pockets of space. You know, the players up front that can get on the ball and make a difference. McElhenney and Bolton in particular that like to come off the line and join, but so far they're keeping that clean sheet intact, Stockport.
Crowd still making their way in around us here. I'm not sure there's many seats left, to be honest. It's as I said, it's a small ground, but it's a neat and compact and tidy little stadium here at the Peninsula. And while Salford haven't been great at home, they've earned their spot in the playoffs. Finished 4 points behind Stockport, who actually picked up 4 points at the expense of Salford, a draw, and they won here earlier in the season by 2-0. And thankfully, Vassell it is who picked up that knock. He's up on his feet. He will wander across to the... He hasn't actually come off yet, has he? So we're just going to carry on, I think. In fact, it wasn't Vassell, was it, who came off? It was Watt who got the knock. And now we'll get back underway. Ball down the other end of the field. Still 0-0 if you've joined us. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds boss Neil Redfern here. Leeds who picked up a point in their battle to avoid the drop earlier on Talksport. The Stockport have it at the back, and they now will look to work it long and downfield. Looking to win the flick on there was Stretton, but he's beaten in the air and the ball goes out for a Salford going over on the far side.
I think that battle in midfield is going to be really key, Mark, because I mean I watched the last game that Stockport played against Hartlepool at home, and you know, really impressed with Callum Camps and Ryan Crossdale in there. Both comfortable in possession, both got an eye for going forward and creating, scoring and getting shots off. And obviously we know how strong Salford are in midfield, so it's going to be a key battle.
Yeah, they're trying to work it forward here. There's another niggly foul gone in there. This time it is Crossdale, the captain, who's judged to have fouled Callum Hendry, who's been fouled a couple of times so far tonight.
Well, he's a danger man, he's the key man, he's the guy that's in good form at this moment in time.
Ball now works its way forward, and here now comes Stockport County trying to slide it in, but Vassell nicked in the nick of time, and the ball works its way out to Liam Shepherd, who will knock it long and downfield. Smith looking to get on the end of the flick on, but it's dealt with by Horsfall, who will ease it back to Hinchliffe, and he will just pass his way out from the back, but he's overhit that one, and it'll go out for a throw into Salford. If you just joined us here, we're live at the Peninsula Stadium. We've been playing just over 9 minutes. It's Salford 0, Stockport 0. Stockport just win the ball back just inside their own half, and again they go back to their goalkeeper, who will knock it long, and it's headed down, and there's a chance now for Hendry to lay the ball off. All fizzed out wide. It's a lovely touch there from Luke Bolton. In off the right touchline, cuts in, had the chance to shoot. He tried to feed it into the path of Callum Hendrick, and he just overhit it. I just wonder there if Luke Bolton would have been forgiven for having a shot from the edge of the area.
Yeah, it's set up lovely for him. I mean, it's a fantastic pick out to find him. First touch is excellent from Luke Bolton. Drops it in an instant. Drives inside in his left foot, and it opens all the goal up to shoot at, and he's looking to try and fiddle the ball through to Hendry. I don't think the pass was on, to be honest.
No, he was running a little bit too fast, wasn't he? There's a ball played forward by Stockport. Stretton has been caught offside here. He was come back from an offside position, and it's a free kick. It's been a little bit scratchy, but the signs early on that the teams want to get it down. They want to play good football.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's a fantastic surface. You know, it's a beautiful surface to roll the ball about on, but you know, it's Salford that'll feel that they've made the better start. I mean, if you look at the stats, 64% possession, you know, puts them really in the ascendancy. But I think that looking at Stockport now, they're set up. You know, I understand why Akil Wright sat in midfield. He just gives the back two just a little bit of protection, because obviously we know how dangerous Matt Smith is.
Well, long ball forward by Salford. Again, there's a coming together, and this time it's Elliot Watt who's on the end of the referee's whistle, conceding the free kick. Stockport will have it edge of their own area. You can see this is going to be a real battle over the two legs.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. There's, I mean, I do like the structure that Stockport have adopted, and all the players seem comfortable in it. You know, they had a back three the last time I watched them, the last game. This time they got to a back four with a sitting midfield player, and they still look comfortable in it.
Yeah, now they play it forward. Stretton couldn't quite bring it under control. Marcel will just ease it back to Cairns. The next leg of this one, Saturday lunchtime, live and exclusive on Talksport 2 in Danter and Mickey Grailby at Edgeley Park. And the ball now played in. They're trying to get Bolton away down the right-hand side, but across quickly was Chris Hussey, who gets it back to his keeper. And a wild slash at that one. He's got fortunate in the fact that he's found a teammate, Connor Evans, who gets it away. And now Stockport come forward. The blue shirts, three of them on the edge of the area. They're awaiting the cross. Stretton goes across to the right-hand side of the area. Can they work the ball in? They're looking for the give and go. And while they'll keep possession, they've gone back to the halfway line, and I just thought that was a chance there for Stockport to get the ball into the area.
Yeah, it just faltered a little bit at Kyle Noel as he got the ball, and he was looking to go a little give and go with the front players, but there was nobody there to go and bounce it off. But it's a good break by Stockport. I think that's what they're going to have to look at in these opening exchanges. You know, when they do regain possession, the little pockets of space or the areas that Salford have vacated that they can go and attack into.
Burn and Horsfall have just interchanged passes, and they go back to the goalkeeper Hinchliffe, and Salford just push forward in their red shirts, and they're making him go back to Hinchliffe again, who's under pressure here, but he does so well to get it, and then gets it back now. He decides enough is enough, and they go long and aerial towards Stretton, who had time to bring that down there. He maybe needed a shout, and his flick on will eventually end up with Cairns, who will waste no time in going forward again, and they're trying to get McElhaney on the end of it, and he might get on the end of it as well. Great challenge there from Akil Wright, who initially let McElhaney slip away from him, but that recovery challenge was fantastic.
Yeah, and it had to be spot on as well, because you know the initial touch took him into the box, but it's a fantastically timed challenge by Akil Wright. It's just one ball as well. That'll be a little bit worrying from Stockport. One ball from Cairns into the front, flicked on by Matt Smith, and Hendry's onto it like a shot.
Well, they got the throw-in. Salford over on the far side. 0-0 if you've just joined us here on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with Neil Redfern live at the Peninsula Stadium as the playoffs continue. Already today, Barnsley picked up a valuable draw at Bolton in their first leg, and Sunderland have got a home win against Luton in the Championship. And the ball now played forward by Stockport. Vassell is across there, tries to cushion the header down, and that was a vital tackle won by Elliot Watt. Probably had no right to win the challenge, and now it breaks for Luke Bolton wide on the Salford right-hand side. Covering defenders coming across. Bolton just showed too much of it, but is it going to be kept in? It is. It's out eventually for a throw, and Hussey did well there. It looked like he was going out for a corner, but he scrambled it away.
Yeah, and he got doubled up on a little bit there as well. The fullback was starting to overlap Liam Shepherd, so it was a good challenge from Hussey.
Ball right down by the corner flag in the Stockport County left-back position. Ball works its way back to Shepherd, who goes back to Vassell on halfway. Is he going to stand the ball up? No, they don't throw it forward. Smith is calling for it over on the far side of the penalty area, saying, look, get it into me. But they opted not to go long. They might go there now. Vassell Again goes short, and Stockport are hassling and harrying, and they've won it now with Stretton, who cuts in 30 yards out from goal. He's got support with him, and he's found a beautiful pass here. Big chance for Stockport, great save, ball comes out, hits the crossbar. Stockport County inches away there. It was Croasdale who hit the bar, and now a free kick for Salford. That was a beautiful ball from Stretton. Connor Evans had his shot, great save from Cairns, and the follow-up there from Croasdale really should go in. It's 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable sequence of events. I mean, initially it's the wrong choice of pass from Theo Vissel. Tries to play the ball short into Hendry's feet, and the press is tight from Stockport. They regain quickly, and there's blue shirts flooding forward. They managed to work the ball out onto the right-hand side to Connor Evans, and he rattles the crossbar, and then the follow-up shot is brilliantly saved by Alex Cairns.
15 gone. First real chance. It's Salford 0, Stockport 0. Now the ball forward at the other end. It'll fall here for Smith. Edge of the area. Works it out. Cross comes in. It's headed away by Hussey. It was Hendry's ball in, and it's out for a throw-in. But the game just starting to open up here, and chances starting to come. As Salford now work it to the edge of the area. Can they work their way in? There's a slip from a Stockport defender, and it's Shepherd who will do well to keep the ball, and in turn gets it now. Cross whipped in from the right-hand side. Diving header and a goal for Salford. It's the big man at the back. Matt Smith it is who turns it in, and Salford, who survived by a matter of inches at one end, go up the other end and score. Salford 1, Stockport 0.
Well, that's the problem that Stockport are going to have here, because, you know, at 6'6" and probably in about maybe 15 stone, he's a colossus of a man, Matt Smith, and it's a fantastic ball to the far post, and he's got isolated with the defender, and he towers above him and steers his header back across the goal into the far corner. It's a great header, great pick out by the crosser. I think it was
Watt, I think, who whipped it in.
I think it was Elliot Watt that whipped the ball in. It's a great pick out, and obviously we know what a threat that Matt Smith can be, but it's a fantastic start by Salford. It's exactly what they needed.
Well, we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, he was saying, get the ball into me, I'll take care of my bit, you get it up here, and that is exactly what they did.
I mean, that's come as well, straight from the other end, where Cairns has pulled off a worldly save and they've rattled the crossbar, so they feel a little bit hard done by Stockport.
Well, they do. And you have to say the save from Cairns was a good one, because Connor Evans really did hit his shot well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And Stockport now win it high up the field. If they got a response, they work it out wide on the right-hand side. Coming forward now, trying to work in towards the edge of the area. Can they find a blue shirt? There are plenty of them forward. Ball loops up in the air. What will head it away? It's back now to Evans. And he, hassling and harrying, I think he thought he'd given away a foul then. And McElhenney in the end just happy to get the ball off the pitch and allow Salford just to re-establish themselves here. 18 on the clock, live on Talksport 2. And it's Salford 1, Stockport 0.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Dave Chandler. I mean, he won't be happy with that goal they conceded, because he's changed the shape of his side. He's put Akil right in midfield as a defensive cover, if you like, to stop that ball into Matt Smith and to pick the runs of Hendry up. And, you know, it's exactly that combination of Watt ball to the far post and Matt Smith to put the ball in the back of the net that's put Salford in front, Stockport behind.
Lovely touch from Hippolyte down the Stockport left, feeds Hussey. Hussey will feed it into the edge of the area here. Could be a chance for the shot as they break into the area, but Callum Camps is out-muscled in the end, and the ball will go to the feet of Alex Cairns, the keeper, who then will pick it up. And his side lead by that goal to 0. Well, we mentioned that both sides looking to play some good football, but it was just a genuine cross-in for the big centre-forward, and Smith headed it in at the far post. And Salford have got the advantage early on here. Their first ever EFL playoff campaign, their 4th season in the Football League. Stockport, who were promoted last year from the National League, looking for back-to-back promotions. But it's the early advantage to the home side here at the Peninsula. 1-0 they lead, and the ball back to Hinchliffe, who has already made 2 good saves. When you think the goalkeepers between them have made 3 really good saves already.
Yeah, and I think that's the nature of the dimensions of the pitch, the surroundings. It's a little tight ground, it's a small pitch. You know, you're soon in and around the opposition's penalty box, and it makes for exciting football to watch, but absolute nightmare for goalkeepers and defenders.
Yeah, well, here's Vassell at the back. He'll spread it away to Shepherd, who's instantly closed down by Hippolyte. Vassell will get it back, lays it off to Elliot Watt. Watt now will feed it in to the feet of Hendry. Hendry looking to turn it outside for Bolton. Bolton now goes forward, defenders backing off, drives towards the byline. Can he stand up the cross? He'll get the cross to the far post. Arriving late, he's kept in play there. They'll have it on the edge of the area here, trying to work an opening. Now down the left-hand side, they feed it in. McElhaney's gone in, he tried to pull it back for Smith, but Stockport block it, and they'll play it up towards halfway, where Stretton's out, numbered by 3 shirts, and a crunching Vassell tackle comes in, and Salford win it back. They keep it in play, they do, but it should run all the way through to Hinchcliffe. What a tackle that was, by the way, from Theo Vassell.
Yeah, it's the last thing Stretton wanted, to be honest with you. I think he rode it, to be fair, the striker, because he saw it coming. But what a bone-crunching tackle that was. Got a big cheer from the crowd. But they're really making the run in here, Salford. They're inventive, they're bright, and I think in Callum Hendry they've got a real quality player that understands his role superbly well. I mean, his timing of his movement and how he arrives in that pocket of space in behind the front has been brilliant.
Well, here come Salford forward again. Ball held up well by Callum Hendry. 12 league goals for him. He's been in flying form as well. And now Watt will have it on the halfway line. And Salford starting just to dominate now and have much of the ball. They lead by a goal to nil. That goal coming just a couple of minutes ago here. Smith with a header at the far post. And Shepherd has it in the right back position. Vassell under pressure from Stretton. All back to Shepherd. They maybe need to get the ball up the field, and Watt decides enough's enough. That ball didn't, no, it did go out. The assistant on the near side was a little bit late with a flag. Already in the playoffs, we've seen Peterborough beat Sheffield Wednesday by 4 goals to nil. Bolton 1, Barnsley 1 today, Sunderland 2, Luton 1. Coming up tomorrow, live and exclusive on Talksport, Coventry against Middlesbrough, live at lunchtime with Ian Danton, Chris Wellermote. And then we're at Bradford against Carlisle on Talksport 2 tomorrow night from 7 o'clock. All goes back here to Hinchcliffe, deep away to the far side. It's headed forward by Salford, who will pick the ball up with Milan, and he will eventually go all the way back to Alex Cairns, who has it. That great save, and then the subsequent shot in the crossbar. Fine margins. Stockport inches away from being in front. Within a minute they were behind at the other end, but it's early days in this 2-leg tie. And Stockport, who finished 4th in the table, will be confident they can turn it around, and there's certainly been no panic from them. And they have a little spell with possession now, and they'll look to play out from the back.
Just looking at Stockport, I mean, possession-wise, they've grown into this game. You know, the goal hasn't fazed them. You know, then they still know there's a long way to go. If you think about the chances, I mean, the best chance probably up until the goal was Stockport Counties with the ball. It rattled the crossbar, but it's been a really entertaining game. Both sides trying to play. There's been a good tempo to it. There's efforts at goal as well, which is always exciting.
Well, here comes Stockport driving forward again. It's Crowsdale, the captain, feeds it out on the right-hand side. Cross from Carl Noyle was blocked. Noyle will get it back, lays it back to Akil Wright. Wright gives it back now to Crowsdale. Back to Wright. They're going backwards, but they're still inside Salford's half as they look to keep possession. Hussey glued to the touchline on the Stockport left-hand side. And Salford now are trying to press, but they've kept the ball so far, Stockport, and Hussey gets it back, but it was a poor pass, just had him on the stretch. And now Milan will pick it up for Salford, and they will look to break, and I think Watt had a chance to go forward there. McElhaney was making a great run, but the ball brought over halfway, and Watt will get it back in the centre circle. Looking now to thread the ball to Smith, beaten in the air. Ball should fall to Hippolyte, a bouncing ball as well to head it back, and it should be cleared away, and it is. It's thumped forward, Stretton the target, beaten in the air at the back there by a good Mariappa header, and the ball works its way towards Bolton, who does well. He now finds Milan, who's going to have a shot from fully 25, maybe 30 yards out, and it only just went over the top. Hinchcliffe was underneath it, but that was a good strike.
Yeah, it's a good effort. I mean, he struck it cleanly. I mean, there's a slight slope to the pitch. It slopes from top to bottom across. And the lie of the land, you know, you've got to get right over it if you're striking down the hill slightly. And he didn't, and it clears the crossbar, but it's a really entertaining game so far. Both sides are really going for this.
Yeah, 24 minutes gone. It's gone by in a breath. You are listening to Salford against Stockport in the EFL League 2 playoff semi-final, live on Talksport 2 with Carling. We're made by our mates, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. And it is Salford who lead by that Matt Smith goal to nil, and Smith is on the ball, and he's wrestled over there by Fraser Horsfall. and that was a free kick the big man was always going to get.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing you don't want to get involved with Matt Smith. I mean, he's 6'6". It's difficult to get round him. You've got to be cuter as a defender. And Fraser Horse falls all over him there. He's always going to give the free kick away. It's quite slightly to the right, just inside Stockport's half.
Elliot Watt is going to take it. It was his delivery that led to that Matt Smith header. His 11th league goal of the season for the former Leeds and Fulham man. And you imagine he'll be a target here. He's taken up station right on the far left-hand edge of the penalty area. Watt with the right foot. That's where he's going, towards Smith. And Smith couldn't quite get underneath it. And it'll roll away over on the far side, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Still 1-0, Salford lead. Yeah,
they dealt with that quite well, to be fair, Stockport. You know, you just got to be aware of Matt Smith, because when they get in crossing positions, Salford, they're aware of him, they know where he's going to go, and the ball usually goes in that vicinity. They can't leave him isolated with defenders, because you're asking for trouble.
Neil Redfern alongside us tonight, former Leeds and Rotherham manager, player over 1,000 appearances in his career, all levels of the game in England. There's a ball given away by Wright. He got a little bit fortunate, he got it straight back. He acknowledges that he didn't find Callum Camps, and the ball now in the centre circle with Neil Byrne. One of 2 changes made by Dave Challoner tonight, and Stockport come here and looking now to draw themselves level. Crowsdale has it, gets it away back to Byrne on this near side. No one goes to close Byrne down, so he wanders forward, gets it to Hussey, level with the edge of the area, just about 5 yards in front of us here. Lays it back to Camp, who has the ball. He floats it towards the far post. It's headed more down than back towards goal by Evans, and it's cleared away by Salford up to the halfway line. Salford leading by that 0-0, and now Stockport enjoying a little bit more territory as they have it over the halfway line. Camps feeds the ball out wide. Cushioned header now will find Noyle. Takes it on his instep down the right hand side of the area. Tries to cross the ball in. Has he won a corner? Oh no, he hasn't. He thought he had. But much to the delight of the Salford fans behind the goal away to our left. They cheer as the referee awards a goal kick.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit more of Callum Camps and Ryan Crossdale, 2 really influential midfield players for Stockport now. And Stockport start to get a little bit more inroads into the possession stats. They sit at the 47 mark now, but it was all Salford at the beginning, but start to work their way into the game gradually, Stockport.
This is the 5th of our live commentaries today on the Talksport network. We started off in the Premier League. There's going to be a booking here. Elliot Watt has been booked for bringing down Hippolyte, and well, is that a little bit harsh? And they see a great deal in that.
Yeah, pulling the shirt, I think that's what the referee saw. He lost possession. He's got a little bit of a turn of pace as well. Miles Hippolyte. I think he's aware of that.
What in the book? We started off on Talksport. Leeds 2, Newcastle 2. Leeds who missed the penalty, they go 2-0 up in that game, but got a late goal for a point. As Stockport look for the equaliser, they float the ball into the edge of the area. It's headed away. Camps will pick it up for Stockport on the right hand side. Lays it back now. Cross comes in from Noyle. Oh, the flag might have gone up for offside. It will do there as Byrne got his header on target. It was a looping header that Cairns was always underneath, but he looked a couple of yards offside, Neil Byrne, when the ball was played in, and the flag went up on the far side.
Yeah, this has been better though from Stockport, more measured. You know, the build-up's been a little bit more. They've connected passes better, they've got the ball in wide areas better, in control possession. They do look a threat in front of goal.
They do indeed. All played forward, still 1-0 Salford lead. Smith wins the header on the edge of the area. They try and cushion the header back, and it hasn't gone to plan. And that was Byrne who was trying to find Hinchcliffe behind him, but he's put it behind for a corner. And it's a set-piece opportunity here for Salford to double their advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give set players away cheaply. I mean, that is exactly what that is. You know, it's a no-look header. He just flicked it back thinking his goalkeeper's going to be there, and it's nowhere near him.
Chance then, Milano comes across to take it. Smith's taking up the near post position here. Hinchcliffe waits on his line. The red shirt's trying to squeeze him into the 6-yard box. Referee's not happy with what's going on in there. So we'll just blow the whistle and tell them to be nice and friendly in that 6-yard box. There's the ball going to be swung in now. Salford looking to double their advantage. Ball down, it's played short to the edge of the area. Shepherd now will stand it up to the far post. They should keep it in here. Hendry will keep it in way out on the left-hand side, but Noyle does good defending, and it's out for a throw-in, and maybe a wasted opportunity there for Salford.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of inventiveness, you know. I mean, it's not a bad thing at this point in the game, and it was delivered into a decent area, to be fair, but I don't think the lads that were in the box were on the same wavelength, which obviously it's not a good way. But these dangerous positions in the final third for Salford, you know, it's a problem for Stockport. They've got everybody back now trying to defend them.
Well, they're going to defend a long throw here that's going to be launched in. It goes into the edge of the area. Smith went down in the box. Referee's not having any of it. Now the cross comes in. It loops up into the air. It's not yet being cleared. It is now towards the edge of the area. Milan's header back into the mix is cleared away, but it'll fall over on the far side. And, well, they had a chance to cross it in there. Ibu Toure on that left-hand side, but the referee's blown for a free kick about 25 yards out. Pretty central here.
Yeah, good play by Mallon. Just gets his body in the way, makes it difficult. Buys the free kick for his team at a time when Stockport looked like they were going to break on him, but it's quite central. There's some distance in it, so it gives him a chance to get it up and down over the wall. It's like there's 4 blue shirts in the wall at the moment in time for Stockport.
Just trying to work out who stood over this free kick. Is it Hendry?
Yeah, Toure's having a little look. I don't know if it's Mallon that's over it.
Well, there's a big wall, about 5 blue shirts at the edge of the Stockport County area, so it probably is 28, 29 yards out here for Salford, and it is a chance to hit one from distance here. Marks out his run up, and a chance now to strike the ball, and it's over the wall and it's down low, and the keeper makes another good save. Palms it away for a corner. It was Stevie Milan who hit it, and that was going on target, but Ben Hinchcliffe keeps Stockport's goal intact. It's still 1-0.
Yeah, great technique, to be fair, by Mallon. Gets it up and down, whips it over the wall. And what a fantastic save by Ben Hinchcliffe, and he's got the presence of mind to get back up for the second phase as well, but it's a corner now, Salford.
Yeah, they're going to play it short to the near post. Can they turn edge of the area? There's a slip in the box, and Stockport now will look to break for. That's a cynical foul, and the referee will blow the whistle. And I'm surprised he hasn't given another yellow card there, because that was a cynical foul from the Salford City player.
I think that was more demon of a yellow card than...
Well, that was Milan, wasn't it, who upended his opponent. Still 1-0 if you just joined us. 32 on the clock, live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with Neil Redfern here at the Peninsula Stadium. The start of the League 2 playoff series will be live tomorrow at the University of Bradford Stadium, one of Neil's former stomping grounds, as Bradford City take on Carlisle tomorrow lunchtime. Live and exclusive on Talksport 2. Commentary take on Middlesbrough, and down to Chris Wellamore, commentary team for that one. Stockport launch it forward, looking for a leveller here. They'll can't quite pick up the pieces, and now Hendry will feed it to Bolton, who's just beaten to it. The ball eventually comes off Bolton and out for a Stockport throw-in on the halfway line. As we approach half-time, Neil Wood, the Salford City manager, Neil, I'm sure will be pretty happy with his team.
Yeah, they've started the game off really, really well. I mean, there was well up in the possession stats initially, the first 20-25 minutes. Got the noses in front with a really well-taken goal. And then it's been quite equal, the game, since then. You know, they've gradually played their way back into it, Stockport.
Well, they've just given it away on the edge of the centre circle, and Watt feeds it now, and there's a chance here. It's fed into the path of Bolton, but the pass was just over-hit there from Callum Hendry. And a man in good goal-scoring form on the edge of the box maybe could have got that out of his feet and had a shot himself.
Yeah, he's been involved in all the good stuff, though, Callum Hendry. I think, you know, he's really impressed me tonight. It's just his movement, and, you know, we make the problem in this country where we actually sit in the 10 slot, you know, the number 10, if you like, just in behind the front, but he arrives in that space, and that's the difference, you know, and he's been looked for by his teammates. He's picked 1 or 2 passes up in there, and he's a real danger.
Ball now, though, down the other end of the field, and here's Connor Evans for Stockport, wide on the right, edge of the penalty area. Wright will whip the ball in early. It's headed away by Watt on the edge of his own box, and again Salford will look to break, and they streak forward towards the halfway line. Bolton's made a great run there for McElhaney, and he'll find him wide on the right hand side. Gets past Hippolyte now towards the edge of the area at the other end of the field, and Hippolyte somehow stuck out a leg to win the ball, but that was a risky challenge, and Salford will get it back. Cross whipped in towards the far post. headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Salford get it back. Chance to shoot maybe from the edge of the area. Again, though, they work it out wide on the right. Bolton will hammer in the cross. It comes off Hussey, and it's behind for a Salford corner.
Yeah, very inventive, Salford. They break really quickly as well. They go from box to box really quickly. And they've got to have one eye on Matt Smith all the time, and I'll keep saying it, but as soon as they get in crossing positions, they've got to pick the big man up.
What I have noticed from Salford is, while Smith dominates your eye, there's always someone arriving at the back.
Yeah.
He's creating threat all over. Again, the referee blows the whistle and he's calling players towards him. Smith, the attacker, Horsfall, the defender, and he's saying, look, none of it. I don't know why referees do this, Neil. He doesn't do it for a normal free kick, so why not? Why does he do it for a corner? Just let them get on with it.
Yeah, it's probably for the referee assessor in the stand, I would have thought, for his benefit.
Yeah. If they want to foul each other in the penalty area, then make the relevant decision. And now he's like two boxers he's got, making them shake hands, and Smith's complaining about something, and now Vassell has gone down. Right on the edge of the area. I don't know if he's just adjusting his boot or his shin pad, or maybe saying that he was fouled and trying to make a point to the referee. I'm not sure, but
I tell you what he has done, Matt Smith. He's rattled them at the back. You can tell that, because they're a little bit impetuous, you know, when the set players come up, when they're jostling for position, trying to get hold of the big man and trying to get all of other red shirts round about them, because they know how dangerous they are from set players.
Well, he's now putting his boot back on, Theo Vassell. He's got 3 league goals himself, so he'll want to get in the box for this corner when it is eventually taken. 36 on the clock, live on Talksport 2. Salford 1, Stockport 0. Matt Smith with a goal in 16 minutes. Header at the far post from close in after a lovely whipped-in cross from Elliot Watt. And now Salford have got themselves a corner on the right-hand side. And now the referee assumes that order is restored in the penalty area. And in comes the delivery now towards the far post. Smith gets up, but he's put his header wide, and I think he'd be disappointed with that. He had quite a good header at that, but couldn't control it. He's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, well, good movement from Salford, good delivery. I mean, you know where it's going to be aimed for. It's going to be aimed for Matt Smith, but
ball forward, Cairns slides out and beats Stretton to it.
Just been a bit isolated up front, Stretton, haven't they? You know, I think they've got round the box 2 or 3 times really well, but in general, you know, I think the midfield, they need to get up in and around him and give him that bit of support.
Well, you mentioned that. The one time they did get bodies forward, Stretton it was who picked the ball up, drove forward. He fed the ball into Evans, whose shot was wonderfully saved by Cairns. The rebound fell to Ryan Crosdale, whose shot smashed off the bar. And within a minute, Salford will in front at the other end. Here is Stretton again, and he's got support with him, but the header away from Hippolyte, and Salford again are first to react, and they have it on the halfway line. Milan now goes forward. He will feed it out to Liam Shepherd on the near side. Shepherd who gives it back here, and they may well have to go back. It wasn't the best pass, and Vassell actually did well with Stretton breathing down his neck, and he gave a good ball to Cairns that allowed Cairns to get away from the onrushing Stretton. Smith inadvertently wins the header, and it goes back, and Stockport have got it at the back. Dave Challoner's side trailing by that golden hill here, and they have it with Chris Hussey inside their own half. They have had that glorious opportunity, and now they're working down their right hand side, where Noyle will feed it down the touchline to Evans. Evans 15 away from the corner flag, is upended by Mariappa, but fairly, and the ball sliced forward, should be kept in by Akil Wright. He now plays a nice pass to Crosdale, who tries to slide it down the edge of the area. He does, but he's overhit it, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's just a little bit short at this moment, in and around that final third for Stockport. You know, they've had little flurries of play where they've connected passes. They're so comfortable in possession, you know, in that midfield area. The rotation gets people free. It's just once they get into that final third, they've got to make it count, that possession.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier on in the Premier League that Leeds got that draw with Newcastle. Huge game on Monday night. The only place to hear it on national radio is on Talksport. Another live and exclusive commentary from the Premier League as the ball headed forward by Smith. The red shirts have almost got in each other's way there, and McElhenney in the end was tackled, but it's won back by Bolton, and Bolton will cross it to the far post, but Smith was near post, and that time there was nobody arriving late. and Stockport will bring it forward. We mentioned that game on Monday night. What a game. Leicester against Liverpool, live and exclusive on Talksport. As Stockport come forward again, but Evans maybe dwelt on it too long there, and Salford will bring it forward, but they've given it away now. Hippolyte will get it back. Into the centre circle goes Croasdale. Gets it away to Akil Wright. Wright feeds it out wide on the right. Noyle looking for the give and go, but he runs one way, the ball goes the other. And Stockport have got it back on this near side. Back to the halfway line they go. They trail by a goal to nil. Just enjoying a nice spell of possession here, but can they test out Cairns in the Salford goal away to our left-hand side as they bring it to this near side with Neil Byrne. Byrne has it now. Gets it away to Hussey. Hussey just holds it up and just keep ball at the moment from Stockport. They're not asking too many questions. And Salford have just numbered off, and almost a line of 5 at the back. Red shirts across the pitch in front of us here. As we're down this end of the ground, getting a good view of the action that's going on in front of us here. Stockport, though, continue to pass it around. They're behind here, but they realise there's still a lot of time to go, not only tonight, but in this tie. 2 legs, of course. The second leg next Saturday lunchtime, and it'll be live and exclusive on Talksport too. As the ball fed out wide, Noyle tries to get in down the side, but the diagonal ball is hooked away from him. Smith can't control the bouncing ball, and Byrne will have it inside his own half. And now they'll look to build again with Wright, who gets it away. Now they'll get it back, and Salford are looking to put the squeeze on here, and Wright's touch wasn't the best, but does well to keep it alive. And Stockport will come forward again. Not really offering too much. There's not too much movement in front of the blue shirts in midfield. Now there's a couple of runs. Hippolyte's made a run. He'll get on the end of this. He just was fractionally offside, and in the end his touch let him down, but he'll be disappointed with that. He found space, but he just drifted offside marginally.
Yeah, they will, because I mean that was a good passage of play, to be fair, from Stockport. They passed the ball well, but they've got to be aware of the people making runs forward as well. I mean, it's a good run by Hippolyte. The ball's got to come in, so each time you move the ball across the pitch, you've got to have one eye forward at the runners, because there's some good runs made there. And a little bit of disappointment. Look at Stretton, you know, he weren't happy. He's just complaining to his teammates. That ball's got to go in. He needs support. He needs service.
Ball not long and downfield by Alex Cairns, who made that one fantastic save from Connor Evans 15 minutes into this tie. Ball over the top for Stretton, who's running up against Theo Vassell. Vassell out-muscles his opponent, and then will feed the ball back to Cairns. And Cairns, if he looks up now, will feed the ball out to Shepherd. And Shepherd is closed down by Hippolyte, but he plays the ball forward to Luke Bolton, who's been an outlet on this right-hand side for Salford numerous occasions tonight. Here on the turn is Hendry on halfway. Can't find Smith, but Smith made the tackle, and well, just for a moment there, it looked like Chris Hussey had handled the ball. He did handle the ball, but the referee deemed it was foul before he did it. And now Stockport come forward again. Is there going to be a twist laid on here? We're approaching the 43-minute mark.
This is much better from Stockport. Much more measured, moving the ball quicker. To be fair to Salford, they're giving them that little bit of respect where they've just dropped back into a shape. They're denying space, they're denying the ball in behind, but they're making inroads here.
Well, Noyle has got him down the right-hand side this time, tries to put the cross in, and it's blocked, and it's behind for a corner, but that was better. They got it forward as well, a little bit quicker there. The change of angle, and Noyle, who's looking to get forward at every opportunity, earns his side a corner, and this could be crucial just before the break here. Salford leading by a goal to nil. Matt Smith, the goal scorer, is just making his way back into his own 6-yard box here, looking to keep the ball out of Alex Cairns' goal. It's going to be taken by Hussey over on the far side. Referee waits, and again he's going to have a word. I've not seen anything wrong there, referee. Just let them get on with it. Now he's telling the players not to infringe on Alex Cairns in goal. Well, there are 3 blue shirts around him, and if Oliver Toure was involved in a little bit of wrestling there on the line. Going to be swung in here. They are trying to pin Cairns in. Let's make no mistake about that, Stockport. And the ball now swung in towards the far post, and Smith gets up highest, heads it away. It's headed back into the mix. Offside flag doesn't go up here. A chance. Oh, that was a chance for Fraser Horsfall. I thought he could have crossed it himself. He tried to get it to Croasdale, and he put it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities there. I mean, that could have been whipped first time right across the box. It's big Matt Smith who gets the header away initially from the corner. They don't clear the box very well there, Salford. And if you've got the presence of mind, just whip that ball across the box. There's blue shirts in the 6-yard box, just sat there to tap it in. But it's been a better response by Stockport. They'll feel better about themselves with this last maybe 10-15 minutes.
Well, indeed. More live PGA Tour golf coming up after us here. We'll bring you live swing by pitch by putt commentary. Round 3 at the AT&T Byron Nelson as the PGA Tour coverage continues. We'll speak to Russ Hargreaves about that at the break. It's been a big day across football in England. Southampton relegated from the Premier League. Notts County back in the Football League after a dramatic penalty shootout win at Wembley over Chesterfield. And the ball now forward by Salford, looking for one more chance as we go into added on time, 2 added on minutes here at the Peninsula. I think Salford will be happy to get into the break at 1-0.
Well, they're just showing signs, Stockport. I mean, they've had the lion's share of the game so far, Salford, and they've created some good chances, scored a good goal. But they've shown glimpses, Stockport, that they can score, that they can create and can open Salford up. And, you know, it's still finally in the balance. I mean, it's such a small margin, the 1-goal lead.
Throw in for Salford, right back position, up towards halfway. Smith beaten in the air this time. Stockport looking to pick the pieces. Vassell gets up over Shepherd, then a strong challenge goes in from Hendry. And the ball out for a throw in to Salford. Seconds eking away here. The goal from Matt Smith on 16 minutes. Wasn't the prettiest goal, but it could be a valuable one for Salford and their ambitions to get into League One next season. They're involved in this playoff battle with Stockport County, Bradford City and Carlisle United. They start their 2-legged tie tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, live on Talksport 2. Neil and I will be there for that one. There's the ball with Salford on this near side. It's played forward. Smith will win the header. It's hooked away by Crowsdale. Vassell will head it forward. Hippolyte tries to keep it in, and Cairns almost acting as a sweeper keeper as Stretton bundles into the back there of Mariappa, and Cairns hoofs it away. Torre does well, brings it down in the centre circle, and he's off now. Gets it out wide to Bolton. Is there one dramatic twist in the end of the first half? Bolton weaves his way past a couple. He has a shot, and it's cleared off the 6-yard line. But it falls to the edge of the area. Milan hits it, and that will be half-time. There was almost a second goal in the offing. The Salford faithful around us all rise as one to applaud their team from the field. It was Salford who took the lead, but moments before, Stockport really should have had the lead themselves. It was a good run from Jack Stretton. He fed Connor Evans in. His shot blasted. Well saved by Alex Cairns. A rebound fell the way of Crowsdale, and his shot blasted off the crossbar and away to safety. And straight up the other end, Elliot Watt whipped in a lovely ball to the far post, and there was Matt Smith to head it in. Ben Hinchcliffe's made a couple of great saves, the Stockport County goalkeeper, to make sure it is only 1-0 as the team's out for the second half, and not seen any changes as yet, so we're as we were. The blue and white of Stockport County defending the goal away to our left, and Salford in red and white hoping to stick another goal at least past Ben Hinchliffe, who was outstanding in that first half. As we await to get underway, Stevie Milan will play the ball back for Salford. Referee all in black tonight. Just checks everyone is ready. Everything is okay. And we are about to get underway. The first leg of the League 2 playoff semi-final. Salford 1, Stockport 0, and we are underway second half. Matt Smith's goal, the difference between the two sides, as Salford quickly look to work the ball to their right hand side. Smith lays it back to halfway. Here now is Elliot Watt. Watt feeds it in, but the ball is lost, and now forward will come Stockport now, looking out on this near side. Good work there from Noyle, and the ball out for a throw-in to Stockport. We get the two teams in a moment. There's the ball down this right hand side, and right with the throw in, he'll get it back, pokes the ball forward. It looks as though it's going to be too strong, but it is allowed to bounce out by the defender. So Salford then have got Alex Cairns in goal, a back four of Toure, Mariappa, Vassell and Shepherd. Milan and Watt are the holders behind Bolton, Hendry and McElhaney, with Matt Smith up top. And for Stockport, Hinchliffe the goalkeeper, Hussey, Byrne, Horsfall and Noyle at the back. Akil Wright is the holding midfielder, with Crosdale and Camps looking to get up in support of Hippolyte and Evans, who are playing just behind Stretton, who leads the line up top. 1-0, Smith's goal the difference at the moment. A little bit of a scrappy start in the opening minute or so to the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you know, while it's only 1-0 and, you know, they won't be too worried about this Stockport. You know, they know they've got the home leg coming. They won't want to concede again, that is a certainty, but, you know, I still think there's goals in this game. You know, I think Stockport can make an impact in this half.
Well, they've got the ball at the back with Hinchliffe. Rolling Green, rolls it out on the far side. Oh, Stockport are just dicing here on the edge of their own 18-yard box. The pitch heavily watered. You can actually see the water splashing up off the surface at them down this end of the field, and all that passing around, and Hinchliffe just kicks it out on the far side, and Salford, without having to do anything, have earned themselves a throw-in.
Yeah, poor. You know, a bit casual from the goalkeeper, more about his style and his technique than actually getting the ball to the player who needed it. But you know, they need to manage these moments really well, Stockport, because if they concede again, you know, 2's a lot. You know, you've got to get 3 to win then. Simple maths.
Yeah. The ball is over on the far side. Salford leading by a goal to 0. Live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds boss Neil Redfern here at the Peninsula Stadium. Ball played forward by Hippolyte, and Stretton had made a good run there. Cairns comes out of his area and left foot volleys it downfield, but Stretton had a bit of room there. If the pass would have found him, that could have been danger from Stockport. The ball now at the back, and nicely played by the home side there. Finds McElhaney on this near side. He's got Ibu Toure with him. Toure cuts in off the left-hand side, goes back to Watt. Watt now will square the ball here to Milan. Milan looking to go forward. Just has to use his skill to keep possession. Feeds it back to Watt, who looks to switch play, and that's really well kept in over on the far side. That was a wonderful sliding bit of control there from Salford, and now they're trying to get Smith in behind. But the ball poked back by Horsfall, and it's hammered out again, and the cheers will tell you that Ben Hinchliffe kick has gone out for a throw-in over on the far side. Still 1-0.
Yeah, they just need to do a little bit more with it at the right time. Stockport, you know, playing the ball around across the back line when Salford are pressing is not the place to be doing it. You know, they need to work the ball into the front if they can, as measured as they can, so it's controlled and they can get bodies up there. But it has been a scrappy start from both sides.
Yeah, here's Alex Cairns, all in yellow, knocks it long into the midfield. It's taken down well there by Callum Hendry, and now Smith on the turn advances forward, driving towards the edge of the area, just stops and plays the ball inside him here. Shot's going to come in, and it's a low shot, and in the end it's well dealt with by Hinchliffe, who had it covered. It was Hendry with a strike, and it was well saved in the end by Hinchliffe. Still 1-0.
Yeah, that combination of Smith and Hendry's works really well for Salford. Did ever so well, just came off in a little pocket of space there. Big Matt Smith got turned, rolled a lovely little ball inside for Hendry.
Yeah, Cronsdale did well. And Stockport looking again to play out from the back. Again, a slightly risky pass. Akil Wright has it, and he now will play it forward, and it's intercepted again by Salford. Milan now comes forward over the halfway line. McElhaney made a run, but the ball didn't find him, so he will come back, try to get himself onside, as Smith just having a bit of a wrestle there with Fraser Horsfall. The ball nowhere near them. It's at the back down the other end with Adrian Mariappa, and now Cairns will go along towards Smith, and Smith was thrown to the ground there. He still managed to win it, and now the referee brings play back, and I think he's going to bring it back, because Smith, when he was thrown to the floor, handled the ball, and that is a free kick. But that was unfortunate. I have to say, I thought Smith was fouled there.
Well, I think the initial foul was on Smith, like you say. I mean, he got thrown to the floor, but you know, he's having a real problem with him, is Fraser Horsfall. It's a real physical battle, and he's actually getting too tight to him, if you can get the gist, because, you know, when you get too tight to such a big fella, you can dictate them with his body strength and drop balls off, and you vacate the space that you've come from as a centre back. There's big holes in behind for runners to go in, and that's been an issue.
the fifth of our live commentaries across the Talksport network. If you've got the Talksport app, you'll hear more live football tomorrow. You can swipe left and right between Talksport and Talksport 2 as Vassell was just stretching off maybe his thigh there on the edge of his own area. Referee actually just went across to check he was okay, which he said he was, and Salford have it, and they'll play it forward looking for Smith again, and the runners go beyond him. Header goes up in the air again. He's furious, he didn't get the decision, but they're driving forward and the ball almost break there for Hendry, and it's cleared away by Stockport. Toure will try and keep it in, and Toure does well, feeds it back to his goalkeeper Cairns, who goes forward. Horsfall just momentarily didn't have Matt Smith to deal with and played it forward, but Stockport have lost it again. And down on this near side, Mariappa will lay it back to Toure, who will go back towards his own goal, and Vassell has it, and he will bring it forward. Salford leading by that Matt Smith goal to nil inside the opening 16 minutes. We've had 7 minutes of the second half, and now it's Salford who are just a little bit close to the line there as they play it forward. There's an advantage being played here as there's a high boot there on Milan. I think he actually got caught in the face, but the ball went forward to Smith, and the referee tried to play an advantage, but it didn't help Salford, and the ball off Mariappa is out for a throw-in on halfway to Stockport.
Yeah, there's a real conscious effort here for Stockport to get 10-15 yards further up the pitch. It's really apparent. You know, every time the ball does go forward, whether it's into midfield or into the front, they're coming up, trying to get the lines as tight as they can, trying to connect passes to work their way into that final third.
Well, Connor Evans has played a nice ball out wide on the left-hand side for Stockport. Ball comes into the area, it's bouncing around, it might fall back for Evans, he can't get the shot away, and now the break potentially could be on for Salford, who are streaking forward down that right-hand side, and it's Bolton who's trying to outpace the defence. He's going into the area and it's put behind for a corner by Neil Byrne. Good solid defending, but that was pretty impressive on the break from Salford, who broke down the pitch in a matter of seconds and now have got themselves a corner.
Yeah, it's great defending by Byrne because it's 3 passes, you know, and they're in and around Stockport's penalty area. Just got to be careful. Stockport, by flooding people forward, you're trying to get the goal back, but you don't want to leave themselves isolated at the back.
Stephen Milan will go across. He had that free kick in the first half that produced a great save from Ben Hinchliffe, and now he's got a corner on the Salford right-hand side. Smith waits on the edge of the area. He's trying to swing in and come in late at the far post. The ball drilled in, it flicks off ahead and comes all the way to this near side where it should be kept in by Hippolyte, and he will go long looking for Stretton. Stretton does well to get underneath it, but again, not for the first time he's outnumbered, and the red shirts of Salford get it back to their goalkeeper Cairns.
Yeah, it's good defending in the end. They cover and balance off one another, get the ball back to the keeper, Alex Cairns, but it's been a better start by Stockport. They look much more confident in what they're doing. Definitely 10-15 yards further up the pitch.
Yeah, they are. Ball at the back. Cairns under pressure as well to clear it downfield. Wright challenges, wins the header in front of the 2 dugouts down below us. Toure beaten of the ball. Hippolyte will give chase, but it should be eased back to Cairns. It is by Mariappa, and Cairns clears it forward. Salford try and win the header there with Callum Hendry, but it's Stockport who's starting to get the ball a bit further up the field, and now they've got a free kick, a pull there, and Crosdale wanted a yellow card after Salford kicked the ball away, but it's a Rochdale substitute who gets the ball back on the field. Ron Rydell, who's warming up down below us here, as Dave Challoner may be considering a change or two here. His side trails Salford by a goal to nil, 10 minutes into the second half, live on Talksport 2.
Yeah, so it's a good response by Stockport this half. Far more positive with the passing, far more positive with the running and support.
Chris Hussey's got a free kick, and he's going to float towards the far post. It's headed away by Smith, the big man back doing the defending, and the ball will roll all the way through to Ben Hinchliffe, who's midway inside his own half. He now will go long. He's looking out to this near side where the ball is headed into the mix. Stretton can't get on the end of it, and Cairns is out quickly and regathers possession for Salford.
Yeah, that's a great header by Connor Evans. To be fair to Stretford as well, he's prepared to chase things down. Just a little bit short, but good effort.
It is a good effort, but at the moment Salford just struggling to get out of their own end of the field, aren't they, with any serious possession. There's been a few balls up towards halfway like this one, and this one's taken on the chest by Horsfall, who advances forward now. The central defender gets it away to Noyle on this near side. Noyle sets in, and a bit of a loose touch, but Crowsdale slides in, wins a good challenge. The ball crossed in. There's appeals for a handball from the Stockport players, but only short ones. Now they try to get it to the byline, and the ball kept in play. Salford thought that had gone out. The volley blocked. Now it's recycled to the far side, and a lunging challenge from Crowsdale draws the referee's whistle, and it is a free kick to Salford.
Yeah, under pressure, Salford defending manfully. A couple of red shirts laid on the floor. Can't see who it is. I saw it's one of them. But they're having to defend because they've really got the bit between the teeth now, this Stockport side. Like I said before, they're further up the pitch, they're closer to Salford players, they're putting a foot in, they're making it difficult for them, they're not letting them play and get the ball down and pass. And they're getting some bodies in good areas.
Players just taking on board some fluids on the near side as the Salford player is getting some treatment over on the far side. A reminder tomorrow that Coventry take on Middlesbrough. First leg of the Championship playoff semi-final, live and exclusive on Talksport with Ian Danter and Chris Owellamo. And then tomorrow night, Neil and I will be live from the University of Bradford Stadium as Bradford City take on Carlisle in the other League 2 semi-final. It's underway from 7, that one. Looking forward to that as well, Neil. It'll be a keenly fought contest, that one, won't it, between the two?
You know you'll get a full house as well. You know, they've had unbelievable following this season, Bradford City.
There'll be 20+ thousand there tomorrow night, and we'll be making the way up to the northwest for the second leg next Saturday at 3 o'clock, Neil and I. Who will make it to Wembley so far in the playoffs? Peterborough 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Wednesday, who narrowly missed out on automatic promotion, have got a mountain to climb if they're going to turn that one around. It's finally poised between Bolton and Barnes after they drew 1-1 earlier on, and Sunderland have a lead of 2-1 against Luton in the other Championship semi-final. All the playoff games and the playoff finals are live and exclusive on the Talksport network. Make sure you download the Talksport app. You can swipe left and right between Talksport and Talksport 2. You'll not miss any of the live sport. Smith wins a header as the play back underway here. Henry does well. He's going to have a shot from 30 yards, and it's gone 30 yards over and out of the Peninsula Stadium and down the road. Well, I know you're a big fan of if you have a chance to shoot, but that was a shocker.
Well, you've got to hit the target. That's the key to it. But I tell you what, their understanding is telepathic, Smith and Hendry. Wherever Smith goes to go and challenge for the ball and gets his little touches on, Hendry's ready and he's onto it. And again, it's Hendry's shot that sails over the bar, but great understanding between the two of them.
It's the team that finished 7th who lead the team that finished 4th as a crunching tackle goes in midfield, but in fairness to Stevie Milan and Callum Camps, they both get up and get on with it. Good honest attempt to win the ball. Stockport have it in their own half. They trail by that. Matt Smith goal to 0. There's more Stockport substitutes come down below us to warm up. Isaac Kalafe is down there as well. He started last week. No Paddy Madden at the moment. There's a ball again from Hinchcliffe. He's over-hit and goes out for a throw-in over on the far side.
You see, to me, I mean, that could go forward rather on the angle, you know, and just on the angle and out of play. You know, that's 2 or 3 times now that Ben Hinchcliffe put the ball out of play when they're in control possession. And you know, although they're sitting okay in this game so far, only 1-0 down, they've got the second leg to come. They want to try and make as much as they can of the possession that they've got.
Well, out of play though from Salford, out for a throwing down below. Just looking at the Stockport team, you've got a few youngsters on the bench tonight though, without Joe Lewis, Paddy Madden, Will Collar and Ryan Johnson, all out injured.
They've done an amazing job, Dave Challoner, to be fair. You know, and that's hair away off getting automatic promotion as well.
Yeah, they were lost out. Had Northampton a lost. Kind of just under 4,000 in here tonight, 610 from Stockport. There'll be significantly more than that at Edgeley Park next Saturday for the return fixture. He's playing the ball out from the back of Stockport again here. Fraser Horsfall has it, goes back to his keeper. This time he does go straight down the middle. Ball flicked on, won by Hippolyte. Stretton gets a break, but then is dispossessed by Vassell. He just can't buy a yard of space at the moment. Another crunching tackle goes in, and the ball went over on the far side, but Hussey can't quite get on the end of it, and Salford have got it back. It's certainly been a little bit more edgy in this second half. Neither side can keep hold of the ball, and now Salford have got a free kick, and there's a Stockport player now rolling around. I think it's Stretton who got caught in that challenge, Neil, and it looks in a bad way at the moment.
I think it's Elliot Watt that actually goes right through, follows through with his lunge and catches Stretton full on his ankle. He's up now, thankfully, but you're right about the game. I mean, since the second half has started, it's very, very frantic. You know, there's not much controlled possession, there's not much controlled passages of play to enter the final third, and you know, it might be that it's a mistake that gets Stockport back in this.
Well, they have made the change. Isaac Alafe comes on for Ryan Croasdale, and Croasdale, whose shot hit the bar in the first half.
Number 17, Ryan Rydell.
And they are going to bring on Ryan Rydell as well. Miles Hippolyte, the player that goes off. He's not really got involved tonight, Hippolyte. So he makes way just after the hour mark. 62 minutes gone. And it's a double change from Dave Challoner. His options are somewhat limited on the bench at the moment, but he has what he's got. And we get back underway, and Stockport have it over on the far side. Played long now. It will give a little bit of support though up top, won't it now? Alafe up top alongside Stretton.
Well, he was excellent the game against Hartlepool. I mean, he can find himself a little bit unfortunate not to be starting Alafe. I thought he was really good.
Well, the ball hammered out of play over on the far side there by Theo Vassell. That might have landed somewhere in the vicinity of our cars, Neil, up on the main road here.
It's dropped in the back of your Rolls Royce, mate.
I wish. Ball comes across to this near side here. Stockport going forward with Neil Byrne. Works it out wide on the right hand side, but the ball beaten away from Noyle and out for a throw-in. Stockport will take it quickly. Working now down towards the byline. Cross is blocked at source. Is it going to be a throw-in? It is. Right on the corner flag there. Stretton trying to engineer a cross. But all of a sudden there's a slightly different look to this Stockport County side. A little bit more threat up top as Dave Challoner goes hunting an equaliser. The team that missed out on the final day to Northampton in the automatic race, looking for an equaliser here at Salford, who are defending at the near post. Headed away, will fall on the volley. Not the most convincing shot there from Callum Camps. Didn't quite get hold of it. And the ball now will be pumped back into the edge of the area. It's headed down on the edge of the penalty area, but it'll be brought away by Callum Hendry now, who turns and waits for some red shirts to advance past him. Just lays the ball off, and it's now with Toure on this near side, the Salford captain, who brings it forward to halfway and then stumbled, but the referee said he was helped into his stumble by Stretton, who maybe just had a hand on his shoulder. 19 gone second half, live on Talksport 2. It's still Salford City 1, Stockport County 0.
Yeah, it's clever play by Ivor Toure, to be fair, because he wins the free kick and just buys his team a little bit of respite. They're definitely in the ascendancy, Stockport. They've been the better of the two sides second half. There's no two ways about that. But they need to try and fashion some efforts at goal to get back in this time.
Well, they do, and at the moment they're not quite managing it, but there might be a chance for Salford here as they break into the area. There's a theatrical fall there, and the referee was having none of that, and he waves away McElhaney's appeals. He was outnumbered there by Stockport defenders, and in the end Hinchcliffe comes away with the ball.
Yeah, it was good defending, to be fair, by the two centre-backs. They just closed the net. He was never going to get anything out of that.
Stockport playing out from the back with Chris Hussey. Gets it now, they'll go long here, and Evans has made a nice run down the left-hand channel, but the ball thumped back towards Hussey, whose touch was a loose one. Hendry will nick it away from him. Salford not quite committing so many forward, and Henry's lost out now, and Alafe now brings it forward, and he drives past one, 20 yards out, 25 yards out from goal. Feeds it to Noyle now, tries to stand at the cross to the far post. It'll fall back to Alafe. Can he get the shot away? No, he can't. Salford will clear it towards halfway, and Byrne has it. Out under the Stockport right. Stockport starting to dominate here as they chase the equaliser. Promoted from the National League last season. Are they going to go straight through League 2 and into League 1? Well, they're going to have to do it via the playoffs, but they are on the edge of the area here. Now a chance for Stretton, just eased off it, and Cairns raced off his line and slid bravely at the feet to save the ball.
Yeah, brilliant defending as well initially by Theo Vassell. Just ease the striker off the ball and give Cairns a chance to come out and claim it. But just looking at the bench now for Salford, there's one or two tired legs out there. It looks like they've run the course of this. They put a lot into that first half, Salford, and they just look a little bit leggy at this moment in time.
Well, they creeped over the line, didn't they? Last week they lost to Gillingham, and had Mansfield scored another goal, it'd be Mansfield Town in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
But ifs, buts and maybes, the finest of margins, and they've had another example of that tonight when Stockport hit the crossbar, and within a minute up the other end, Matt Smith had headed Salford in front. Ball played forward, Toure heads it forward into the Stockport half, but Salford just can't really get hold of the ball in any meaningful attacking positions at the moment.
Yeah, and there's not the same energy from Salford in the duels as well. They're coming out second best.
Well, that's a long ball forward from Akil Wright, and he'd want that one back again, wouldn't he? Thumps it downfield, and Cairns will gather it on his own byline and will bring it forward to the edge of his area. We're halfway through the second half, a bumper day of playoff action here on Talksport 2. Bolton 1, Barnsley 1 earlier on, and Sunderland coming from behind to beat Luton by 2-1. And in the Premier League, a draw between Newcastle at Leeds and a win for Aston Villa over Tottenham Hotspur. As now the ball going forward, Olafe was trying to get on the end of it, but good tackle from Mariappa, stopped him getting the ball, but that's a lovely crossfield switch now, and they're breaking into the area here. Stockport, but a stumble there from Rydell just at the vital moment, and Salford are just starting to run the risk here. Can they break away and get a goal now? Toure advances over the halfway line, the left back stops and gives it in field to Watt. First time pass now finds McElhaney, but McElhaney beaten to it by Byrne, and it's out for a throw in, and McElhaney just falls to the ground. He's pulling his socks up, but I think just giving his legs a rest, Neil. They've run around, haven't they? But they are starting to run out of petrol, you can see it.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's getting really open as well, the game, end to end. It seems to suit Stockport more than it does Salford, that, you know, a little bit more measured perhaps in the play, Salford.
Ball down this near side. Toure has it right in front of us here, level with the edge of the area. He's got past his man, tries to get in again, puts the cross in near post, and it's too near. Hinchley just needed to pull it back a little bit there. Toure, as the ball played forward, is brought down by Shepherd, who just advances over the halfway line for Salford, and the ball over on the Salford right. They'd love a second goal. Milan has it, he's going to try and whip the ball in. Smith went down at the far post, but he's had nothing really out of the referee tonight, and the referee just waves his claims away, and Smith now needs to get onside because Salford have got the ball. They want to get it forward. Watt has it, gives it to Toure, he slides it down the channel, and again McElhaney hasn't quite got the energy to get on the end of it, and it's cleared away. Hinchliffe up towards halfway, bit of a nudge in the back from Watt, but he wins the ball. I'm with you here. I just wonder if they need to change it up top, Salford, just to give themselves a little bit more pace up the top end of the field, because Stockport are getting out too easy at the moment.
Yeah, it's a dilemma. They've lost a little bit of energy in the play, Salford. You know, what you get in physical presence and height with Matt Smith, you don't really get in mobility, and they're lacking a little bit of mobility at this moment in time. Hendry's gone off the boil a little bit, he's not been in it as much. Two wide players on the periphery, and you know, they're getting overrun a little bit in midfield as well.
They are, but they still lead by a goal to nil. You're live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Leeds and Rotherham boss Neil Redfern. We'll be together again tomorrow night. We'll be down at the University of Bradford Stadium as Bradford City take on Carlisle United. That's in the other League 2 playoff semi-final. That should be a cracker as well. As we said at the start, four teams who genuinely think and believe they've got what it takes to get out of League 2 via the playoffs. Salford have it. They had a chance to put the cross in there, and Well, Hendry and Smith were waiting on the edge of the area and the ball never came in. It'll be sliding down. That's a good ball. McElhaney with a shot. Cross goal. What a save from Hinchcliffe. Down low to his left. Smith was waiting for the parry, but the parry goes behind for a corner kick. But that was good play, and McElhaney almost doubled Salford's lead.
Yeah, he's such a bright little player, McElhaney. And he gets a little ball fed down the side. It's a great turn of pace to get himself half a yard. And his shot's going in the far corner with his left foot, but what a fantastic save by Ben Hinchcliffe.
He's made some great saves tonight, the Stockport keeper. 3 or 4 top draw saves. Salford drilling the corner. They tried to play it short. They've won it edge of the area. Shot comes in, takes a deflection that takes it just over the top, and it's out for a corner. Salford narrowly missing the target, and it was courtesy of a deflection of a Stockport County defender.
Yeah, I think that's going in. I think if it doesn't deflect, I think it's going in. The goalkeeper's stranded. He's off his line slightly. As it is, Salford have got another corner, but starting to open up now, this game. Starting to get stretched. There's more space. Salford are just starting to tire a bit. Looking at Neil Woody, Neil needs to start looking at his bench.
Yep, here now though, they've played it short. Ball whipped in, takes a deflection, bouncing into the 6-yard box, and somehow it's smuggled behind by Stockport County for another corner. That was so dangerous, the ball in. It got a deflection, Milan's cross, and it could have gone anywhere once it landed in that 6-yard box.
Okay, well that's brilliant defending by Fraser Horsfall. As that ball drops in the 6-yard box, I mean he could turn that in himself. And he gets a full connection of it, goes high over the bar. It's a great touch.
Salford having their best spell by far of the second half. Another corner for them. Smith waiting at the far post. Ball comes in towards Smith. Keeper comes up. Great hands from Hinchcliffe. I think he's been Stockport's best player, hasn't he, tonight?
Yeah, he has. Just his distribution, isn't it? You know, at times I think they've overplayed, but I suppose that comes from the top. You know, you can't blame the goalkeeper. But his general play, his handling and his shot stopping have been world class.
They have indeed. It remains Salford 1, Stockport 0. Just the one goal so far, and it came courtesy of a header inside the 6-yard box from Matt Smith, his 11th league goal of the season. Ball at the back for Stockport. Ball towards Alafe, and again it's out, and it's a wasted ball forward. You are listening to Salford against Stockport in the EFL League 2 playoff semi-final, live on Talksport 2 with Carling. We're made by our mates, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. And it's 1-0 and finally poised.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I just feel that at times Stockport could go a little bit more direct. You know, I'm not saying that they don't play out well from the back, but they're not as good playing out from the back.
Well, here's Noyle, whose run was crudely stopped by Ibe Toure, just between the halfway line and the edge of the Salford box, and I dare say Ibe Toure knew exactly what he was doing there. He shall not pass.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked lively, Noyle, from right back. I mean, he's got forward well, he's got in some good positions. And again, it's a surging run from the right back to get himself a free kick.
Another set piece though here for Stockport. Can they get themselves an equaliser as they look to get themselves out of League 2, a division that Notts County will be playing in after their penalty shootout win over Chesterfield earlier on at Wembley. There's now Noyle right-footed. He's going to swing it in towards the far post. It's headed away by Vassell. Salford again looking to break. Can they find the ball forward for Bolton? No, they play one down the middle, and this could be a chance now for Salford. McElhaney screaming for it out wide. Gets it off Hendry. Level with the edge of the area. Left-hand side of the field. McElhaney cuts in. Gets it away to Watt. Watt 30 yards out. He's going to shoot with the outside of his boot, and it was just wide. But to be fair, Ben Hinchcliffe was quickly across his goal line and saw it was going wide and pulled his hand away. Didn't need to make the save. Still 1-0 Salford.
No, another good break by Salford though. They break so well. You know, it's great awareness, to be fair, from McElhaney just to play that ball inside. It's a good effort. You know, it's a high tariff, to be fair. Outside of your foot, you're asking a lot, but only dropped inches wide of the post.
Ball forward, headed back into the Stockport half by Salford City. Smith couldn't get on the end of it. Ball. The referee's blown his whistle, said that Milan just had a nudge in the back of Evans. Quickly taken, free kick, too quickly taken. And I think Dave Challoner, one thing he would want from his side, Neil, just little bit more composure. The number of times they've just aimlessly kicked the ball out.
Yeah, they need better quality from back to front, and I thought that when I did them against Hartlepool. They're a little bit wayward with the passing the two centre-backs, and I applaud him, Dave Challoner, for getting his team to play out from the back, but you've got to know your players. You know, they've got to be good enough to do it, and I think at times, you know, they've got to be careful how they do it, because they've also caused themselves problems with it as well, playing out.
Yeah, Horsfall has it. Fraser Horsfall at the back. He's had a good match-up with Matt Smith tonight, but Smith with the goal will claim the advantage at the moment. Second leg to come next Saturday lunchtime, live and exclusive on Talksport 2. Who will be going to Wembley in the playoffs? All will be revealed across the Talksport network over the next week. As now Stockport try and win it high up the field, and they might win it here with Stretton, who's got in behind, but Toure with a lovely sliding challenge knocks it out for a throw into Stockport County. Down there right hand side, level with the edge of the Salford City penalty area, looking for an equaliser. Night closes in here in the northwest. A lovely afternoon, a great afternoon of football we've had across the Talksport network. Is there more drama to come here as we go inside the last 14 minutes? Ball wide on the Stockport left, the cross though, we just mentioned that word quality and composure. It's an awful cross, and it's gone behind for a goal kick, and more seconds eaten off the clock.
Yeah, a little bit of desperation in that cross. It's a shocking ball in, but you know, I think if they could find a little bit of quality and a little bit of composure in the final third, they could open Salford up, because they still look really leggy for me. I mean, there's been no changes made since we made the comment, you know, 10 minutes ago, and Neil Wood probably thinking, rightly so, his team's winning 1-0, he doesn't need to change it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But you know, they do look leggy.
Yeah, they do. The beauty of this tie is there's a week between the two games.
Absolutely.
So they've got recuperation time. I know Mickey Gray and Nigel Hadley were on about some of the Sunderland players at the stadium alike this afternoon, looked out on their feet. Well, they've got to do it all again on Tuesday night. No such joy for them. Remember, Sunderland lead Luton by 2-1. All the drama of the second legs to come. That game will be live on Talksport on Tuesday night on Talksport 2. We've got the small matter of Inter against Milan, second leg of the Champions League semi-final. And then on Wednesday, Manchester City, Real Madrid, as Matt Smith is furious that he hasn't won a free kick down below us. And he gets a throw in instead, but it's skeck consolation.
I think there's a bit of cheek there, because he does live by the sword. To be fair, the big fella, I mean, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, to be honest with you. Centre half's just giving a little bit of payback.
Well, I watched the Salford Red Devils rugby league team at lunchtime, and that's me. You can do your job in the back row, I think. He's a big lad, isn't he?
He's a big lad, yeah.
There's muscle on him as well. He's a strong customer. Ball into the area. Smith wins the header, more out of anger. Heads it behind for a corner. We're into the last 12 minutes or so here. Not been too many stoppages either second half. The game, to be fair, has been played in a good spirit. Yeah, it's been scrappy at times, but nothing too sinister has been undertaken yet by either side. A couple of robust challenges, but nothing more than that. And the ball over on the far side. It's on the Stockport County left. They feed it in here. Alafe, who's come on, has had very little ball, and now he gives it away. And now there's a chance for the red shirts to come forward here. Can they find a pass? No, they can't, because Evans jumps in and makes a great tackle, and Evans is looking for Stretton. It's cleared away by Mariappa, but Stockport have got it back wide on their left hand side. Rydell, the substitute, gets it away. I have to say that Connor Evans has looked good today.
Yeah, he's been one of their brighter sparks, hasn't he, to be fair? Stockport.
Yeah, we have it at the back here with Neil Byrne. One of two changes that Dave Challoner made after that disappointing final day draw with already relegated Hartlepool United last week at Edgeley Park. Wouldn't have mattered had they won anyway. They wouldn't have got automatic, because Northampton Town got the job done live on Talksport 2 at Tranmere. That saw them during Leighton Orient and Stevenage's League One clubs next season. But who will be the fourth League Two side? We're not really any the wiser. All over the top, but a lovely cushion header back by Neil Byrne, back to Ben Hinchliffe, the keeper, who's had to make 4 or 5 wonderful saves to keep Stockport only 1 goal behind. At the other end, Cairns made a fine save first half, but most of his work, Neil, has been sweeping up, hasn't it, in dealing with crosses?
Yeah, it has. I mean, they've not shown the teeth, really.
Well, there could be a chance here for Salford, who make their way in down the right-hand side, but a rather tired-looking Luke Bond just couldn't take it past the final defender, and Stockport have got it back again inside their own half, looking to play their way out. Here's Akil Wright, gets it out on the left-hand side now. Noyle has made a good run down the right-hand side. If someone looks up and can switch play, Alafe does well. Wright takes it away from him, and Wright will be the player to play the ball out to Noyle now. Forward comes Stockport. Noyle into the edge of the area. He's going to hit it across goal, and it's cleared away. Good defending on the 6-yard box. Marcel it was who got the all-important clearance away for Salford.
Yeah, I mean, he had to do it as well because it's a good cross in. It's a great ball, whipped in with pace. Another change now for Stockport.
Yeah, Aaron Rowe, the Huddersfield loanee, he's been restricted. He's only had a couple of appearances this season.
Jack Stretton that's gone off.
And it is Stretton that comes off. So Rowe's been on loan from Huddersfield, has been limited just to 2 substitute appearances. But he's been thrown on by Dave Challoner. We mentioned he's without a host of players tonight. We're hoping some of them are available next weekend for the second leg, as the ball volleyed away by Salford, brought down. Smith hasn't quite got the pace to close down Horsfall, and the ball now played out again. Here is Hussey, gets it away over on the far side. Stockport, can they engineer one genuine chance? Noyle on this near side. There's another throw in. He's been an outlet. He just hasn't seen enough of the ball, has he?
No, I mean, they've looked for it a little bit more second half. They need to switch the play quicker, you're right, because he's got acres of space out here on this right-hand side.
He has. But time ticking away. 8 minutes remaining of the 90. Ball almost broke edge of the area for Callum Camps, who scored a penalty and missed one last week. There's a wrestle there, and a free kick given away by Stockport County, and Salford will be in no rush to take this. Well, we knew it was going to be tight. Stockport came here and won earlier in the season. The 2 drew at Edgeley Park, and as it stands, a draw for Salford next weekend at Edgeley Park will be enough to see them go back to Wembley.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Stockport have shown enough in this second half to say that if it just finished 0-1, that they can pull this back, because they look out on the feet at this moment, Salford.
I think even a second goal for Salford and this tie wouldn't be over.
No.
Stockport probably not quite been at their best, as Smith wins a flick on, but Hussey on the edge of his own area just brought it down nicely. Rydell will knock it longer. Alafe does well to control it. Now he gets it wide here. He's looking for Callum Camps, who advances forward. He goes one way, Noel goes the other. Ball working its way across to the left-hand side. Alafe waits in the middle. Will he get an opportunity to get on the end of a cross? Ball worked down towards the byline. Ooh, that's a strong challenge, and the referee's going to have words here, and it's going to be a free kick for Stockport County, about 6 yards away from the byline, left-hand side of the penalty area. That was a little bit of a naughty challenge that went in, and Stockport County now with a genuine opportunity, with 5 minutes remaining, 6 minutes remaining, to put the ball in the mixer here and get an equaliser.
Yeah, very rash. Just needed to stay on his feet there, the defender, because this is a good position. It's almost like a corner, but maybe 5 yards in on the angle. And this is coming into the box, and it's going to be whipped in towards the keeper. You can see it's a right footer.
Well, they're going to put a 2-man wall in front of the taker of the free kick. It's going to be swung in right-footed. Cairns waits in the middle of his goal, all in yellow. Can he keep that goal intact? There's a ball towards the far post, headed into the side netting by Akil Wright. He got up high, but he couldn't get his header on target, and it's another little bit of danger averted by Salford City, who are now 5.5 minutes away from the final whistle.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the ball in by Noyle. I mean, it's not a good free kick because it's too lofty, too high. It's got to be a flatter ball in and whipped in with pace towards the goalkeeper, and it only needs a little touch then. You know, and it's past Cairns before he can actually react and get his save off, but that's easy to defend.
It is. 5 remaining here at the Peninsula. Salford 1, Stockport 0. And as we said earlier, the team that have just missed out on automatic have struggled here in their opening leg, but Connor Evans is hoping to make that right for Stockport now. Whiz one way, then the other. Cross comes in, and it's deflected and goes behind for a corner. And Stockport ending on a bit of a high here. They're sensing there might be a late leveller for them.
Well, this has definitely been Stockport's half. No two ways about it. They've been dominant. I mean, 53% possession. It says it's a lot tighter than what it looks like, but they've made real inroads into the final third.
It's the county fans you can hear away down the far end of the Peninsula Stadium. They'll be hoping to take an equaliser back to Edgeley Park with them. 1-0 down at the moment. Corner about to be swung in. Plenty of movement in the area. It's floated towards the 6-yard box, and the referee's blown the whistle. And he's spotted an infringement, and that's a free kick, and a relieving one for Salford City.
I think he thought that was controversial, you know, because he blew the whistle and made off quickly. The ref, with 2 or 3 blue shirts running after him, he's walking back to the scene now. But that was almost blown as the ball was taken, as a call.
It was an early call, wasn't it? It was an early call, and funnily there was no interference from the referee before the corner was taken. We're going to see a double change here now as Callum Hendry is going to be one of the players who makes his way off here.
He's been brilliant tonight, Callum Hendry. He's faded a little bit second half, but so Salford, but first half excellent.
McElhaney also makes way.
He's another one that's performed well, but he has looked tired as the game's on. I mean, he's run a country mile for his team tonight. Really has put a shift in.
Matty Lund, one of those coming on. Can't quite see who the other player was that was about to come on. We'll see now, because McElhaney's ambling his way across to the near side, and that will allow his replacement to make his way on to the field. And it's Louis Barry, the one change from last week. So Louis Barry comes on alongside Matty Lund. So we've got 2.5 minutes left. Salford lead by a goal to 0. Well, I think as we expected at the top of the night, Neil, it was always going to be tight this. There was never going to be much in it. And that one far post header from Matt Smith at the moment is the difference. And now Smith falls on the ball, and the referee comes across to get involved because he's given a free kick against Smith.
It looked like a foul the other way to me, to be honest with you. I mean, he got pushed to the ground a little bit there, Matt Smith. I mean, he's been quite lenient with a lot of physical things, the referee. I mean, he's been fair for both sides. I mean, I'm not saying he's favoured one side or the other, but...
Well, Smith will question that and say, well, I've not had a free kick call. I think he got one in the first half. He's had nothing since.
No.
It's amazing how many times that happens, but the defenders have defended ruggedly. They've had to do, haven't they? They've got a big physical threat up against them, and they've met fire with fire when they've had to. Stockport, by and large, barring the goal, have looked after him pretty well.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have.
Well, he'll argue his job has been done if he gets the only goal of the night. We're into the final 90 seconds. Interesting how long they had on here. There's not been too many stoppages. Ball given away over on the far side by Hussey, but he rather fortunately gets it straight back. Don't forget the AT&T Byron Nelson from the PGA Tour live after us here. Russ Hargreaves will be taking you through the golf as the ball played forward. Here now is Akil Wright, room in the centre circle, gets it away to Callum Camps, back side of the area, whips in a good ball, and Vassell will half volley it out and away. And to be fair, Vassell, he's come up with a couple of big clearances in that penalty area.
Yeah, I mean, and he picks that central position up brilliantly. You know, he's the big man at the back, and he doesn't come out of there when they're in crossing positions. He knows the importance of it, and he's cleared well.
Into the last minute we go. Is there going to be a late twist in the tail here? Throw in is blocked. Now the cross should come in from the right side from Noyle, headed away, it'll fall on the volley. The shot went in and it was blocked and cleared away. And Stockport have it back nearer the halfway line than the edge of the Salford penalty area. They'll work it wide on the left. Salford pushing further and further back. They don't want to concede late on here, but there's a chance to put the cross in from the left. It's a deep cross, but it's too deep, and it escapes everybody and rolls out of play over on the near side. And Salford, well, the referee's just having a word with Alex Cairns here, and he says, look, come on, get on with it.
4 minutes.
4 added on minutes. It's Salford 1, Stockport 0.
They've just lacked that little bit of quality on this Stockport in the final. I think they've absolutely dominated this second half.
But yet Cairns hasn't really made a save, has he?
and they just lacked that little bit of game craft. And I thought the same against Hartlepool, to be honest with you, when I covered them. But it's not for the want of effort and endeavour. They've properly really, got about Salford tonight.
The goal scorer Matt Smith is making way. They'll get a well-earned breather. Callum Morton is coming on for the last 3-4 minutes of added on time. Elsewhere today on Talksport 2, Bolton 1, Barnsley 1, Sunderland 2, Luton 1. Tomorrow it's the turn of Coventry and Middlesbrough live from lunchtime on Talksport. Then tomorrow night Bradford against Carlisle open up their playoff campaign. But the truth is, in League 2, after the first game, we're none the wiser as to who will be making their way down to Wembley. And it's all to play for, whatever the outcome of this final 3 minutes of added on time. Stockport coming forward again, but they lose the ball. There's no real willingness from Salford to get forward. Was that handball there by Fraser Horsfall? No, it wasn't. And eventually there was no willingness. There was actually a good run from Morton late on there trying to get forward, but the intervention of Horsfall, legally, according to the referee, is a kill. Wright has lost possession. Now there could be a chance, but Wright wins his back the ball. Crunching challenge goes in. Few tackles flying in late on here at the Peninsula. Ball forward. Morton will give chase, and now Lund will win it. And he tried to find Morton, who just looked a little bit caught by surprise that the ball came back to him then.
Yeah, he just needed a touch, didn't he, Matty London? He didn't need to play that first time. Read the second ball really well, but they've just given a little bit of a pep, a bit of energy, the subs since they've come on.
Long ball forward. Cairns will collect. He'll escort the ball back into his 6-yard box. He went to pick it up, pretended to fumble it just so he can another couple of seconds. We've had 2 of the minimum 4 added on minutes live on Talksport 2 tonight. I think we might be getting more of the same at Valley Parade tomorrow. Yeah. Bradford and Carlisle doing battle in their first leg of their semi-final.
Definitely. They're so tight, there's so much at stake.
It is. Ball cleared away by Stockport. They couldn't quite control it and keep it in. Stockport. Good work from Louis Barry, who wins his side a throw-in. And they're in no rush to take it. They'd love a second goal, but I don't think they're going to put too much at risk to try and get it.
Well, no, and I think just as important as the second goal is a clean sheet, to be honest with you. I mean, if Alex Cairns can, shut them out, Stockport, then that's as good as a second goal.
They're going to try and win another throw-in, and they will do, and they're just seeing it out here. Professional job from Salford City. Smith's goal on 16 minutes. Seconds after Ryan Crosdale had hit the crossbar for Stockport County. Torre's about to take the throw-in down below us. Milan gives him it back. Torre works his way to the byline, tries to win a corner, then gets pushed off the ball, and in the end Torre's deemed to have been the one that made the foul. Much to the angst of the Salford fans around us. There are 30 seconds of the minimum 4 to play, and time running out on the night for Stockport County, but they're certainly not out of this tie. And in fairness, Ben Hinchley's not in too much of a rush, although there's no ball on the field, so he can't get the ball back in play. And then Salford throw the ball away from him. Well, the referee's only going to add the time on at the end. I just don't see the point, Neil.
No, there is no point. I mean, I think there's just a little bit of high spirits with the supporters at the back of his goal. Ben Hinchcliffe played ever so well tonight, made some outstanding saves. And you know what, in the second leg, I mean, if they can get the goal back and get on level terms, this goalkeeping performance might be the difference between the two sides.
3 or 4 very fine saves. Certainly the one from the Milan free kick was out of the top drawer. The Stockport knock it long. We're in added on time of added on time here now. Is Matt Smith's goal going to be enough? There's head tennis ensuing, then there's a foul, and that might well do it. The Salford players just fall to the floor here, referee checking they're okay, but I think that might be it for the night. And Salford City's home campaign will end with a victory in the first leg of their playoff semi-final against Stockport County, who have got work to do to turn this around. But 1 goal deficit, I think Dave Challoner will be reasonably content. His side certainly not out of proceedings here, as Cairns has come way forward here to take this free kick. He just stumps it, and that will do it. The roar around the Peninsula Stadium will tell you that the Salford City fans are pretty happy with their night's work. They rode their luck early on. Connor Evans forced a wonderful save out of Alex Cairns, probably the only one he had to make all night, but the rebound fell invitingly to Ryan Crosdale, who smashed the shot against the crossbar. It bounced to safety, and up the other end Salford City went. Elliot Watt swung in a great cross, and Matt Smith was there to turn the ball home from close range. That was as it went in terms of goals. The second half was more a battle than a thing of beauty, but it's the opening 90 minutes of the League Two playoff campaign done and dusted, and it's Salford City who will head to Edgeley Park next Saturday lunchtime with an all-important one-goal lead. Stockport will feel confident they can turn it around, but I think it's going to be another battle on Talksport 2 next Saturday. Neil Redfern, your thoughts after Salford City have beaten Stockport County by a goal to nil?